Australian media that are waiting. And just before we get to the media, we've got some fans that have won competitions that get their big chance to ask the Backstreet Boys a question.
I enjoy being interviewed and answering questions because I want people to know where we're coming from.
Basically, the so-called manufactured bands, not specifically mentioning you, didn't have the credentials.
Do you have any response to that? And do you think perhaps that your success and the response that you've got from the crowds here perhaps speaks for itself?
I want people to know that I've got a brain, that we all are intelligent human beings, and we don't have somebody behind us telling us what to do 24/7.
We don't consider ourselves to be manufactured. We're 5 guys who sing. We're a vocal group. I think our music and our success speak for itself.
Alrighty then. What's always important to have downtime. You know, I can do my own thing.
This is our life, you know. We're used to being on all the time. That's one of those kind of things that when we got into the business, we knew that our lives were going to be an open book.
We're having lunch here. That's Chardonnay, big piece of pork. The purpose of the boat trip in Sydney was to see the famous sights, see the famous bridge, and get some fresh air and have some lunch. And that was good. I think we all got our batteries charged.
We went to do a performance where we didn't even know what we were up for. And we literally pulled up, and just along the side of the streets were a good couple thousand. I was like, wow, look at this. There was a good 2,000 or 3,000, I'd say, that were just out there.
Don't get in this business if you're not ready to. You have to be strong mentally, more than physically. If you're not strong mentally, don't even try it. Don't even try it. Kevin's stressing out.
We still get nervous because you never know what's going to happen. You always have to be humble enough to realize that everybody makes mistakes and it could be you.
What would it be? I would buy a big house for all of you guys to party back home in Orlando with me. You already have a house back in Orlando to party at. But not big enough for all these people out here in Sweden.
So they were still kind of clapping. I was like, cool, it was going to be fun. So the agent's like, what are y'all laughing about? I'm like, dude, you didn't realize that you said Sweden. I was like, no. I was just like, oh boy. But I don't think they heard me too well because, I mean, it was so loud out there, so hopefully they didn't hear me. All I could think of is, who's this dumb American doesn't know where the heck he's at now here in Australia?
Can we ask you guys a favor, though? We're having trouble hearing up here, so you can kind of chill for a minute so we can hear ourselves once we get the song going. Okay?
What really pissed me off is the fact that we just, sang a little something a cappella. So I felt kind of guilty that we didn't give them something more. But we got a flight plan we got to stick to.
I hope I can sleep the whole night.
Here we go again on our plane with the same crew. Thank God, because I love the ladies. Here's my girl right here.
Oh, darling. Have I treated you well?
Oh, hell. She's all game for the 25,000-hour flight. In the making of the Backstreet Boys Around the World trip, we went to Sydney, Australia today and had an incredible response. And now, fellas, we're on our way to Cape Town, South America. And Brian and Howie, this is your fellow comrade.
You dummy! South Africa, you dildo!
Kevin just called me a dildo. So basically, we're going to Cape Town, South Africa. Excuse me, I have no idea what I just said. But either way, we're on to our third and almost our final stop, besides Rio and then back to New York City to release the album in the U.S. So again, fellas, I wish you a good flight, a good night, Godspeed, God bless, and you know what? Again, as always,
thanks for the day.
You can kiss my ass. Thanks for the day. Good night.
Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting.
Hey! Oh, there goes the cross-check girl! Oh, please, God, get her up.
You think you know, but you have no idea. This is the diary of the Backstreet Boys.
November 20th, 2000.
It was so cool flying in the cockpit when the sun was coming up and the fog was rising up. The sun was hitting the mountains, and the pilots took us by Table Mountain so we could, you know, really check it out. Then we got off the plane, the weather was great, it felt great. It's a beautiful place.
It's going to be in Aberlour for 5 hours.
Yeah, we went into Cape Town. It was probably the quickest stop out of all of them. I think we were there a total of 4-6 hours tops. Are we on time? 7:10?
Yep, we're early. All 5 of us are sick. As you can hear me, I'm sounding like crap. But we just got off the plane, and we're headed to a press conference, then a radio interview. We're only here for 5 hours. It's back on the plane, off to Rio, and then off back to New York.
Very first time we've been in South Africa, believe it or not. Yep. We've been talking about coming here forever. It's just, it seems like every time we go on tour, it doesn't seem to go into our schedule.
We haven't had time to really enjoy a lot of places that we've been to because we're in and out so quickly. Get a taste of the world, and then when you have time, you just come back.
We got to see a bit more, I'd say, in the earlier days than we do now. And that's because it's just a little bit harder now for us to actually go out in public and not to create too much of a crazy mayhem.
Wow, check out these trees up here. That's Table Mountain?
We do get cheated out a little bit sometimes coming into the towns. It's one of those kind of things that I guess they say is a price to fame.
Okay, this is where we're at.
Seeing the reactions of people's faces that have never seen, like South Africa, who've never been there, that's really cool. They were freaking out.
There was this band that was out there playing As Long As You Love Me. And I think they had that one verse and that chorus memorized completely, because that's what they kept on playing over and over and over and over. It was cool that they had our songs down. It was really like a treat to us.
The only band trying to pull 6 continents in 100 hours, making their first and hopefully not last visit to Cape Town. Please welcome the Backstreet Boys.
We were doing a press conference, which we actually had a chance to pet a cheetah.
Being close to a wild animal like that and touching it and looking into its eyes, I mean, that thing could have just swiped and ripped my whole face off if it wanted to. It just makes you realize how insignificant human beings are.
It's a big cat.
I'm out of here.
Bye, good to go. I love getting gifts. This is a cool looking thing. Little. Say my name. Say my name. Rockin' Rio, baby. I cannot wait. What's really weird though is when we get there at 4 o'clock.
I know.
And by that time, we have already eaten probably lunch, possibly even dinner for some of us. That's gonna be really weird.